Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Cool little pattern. Really easy to make, especially with the transformation docker or transform docker. Let's make a rectangle holding down the square, or a square holding down the control button. Let's make it 9 inches. And then let's go to, and make it something other than a hairline. Let's make it 36 points. And you have to kind of do it in this order for this to work. Then go to Windows, and you could do this manually, but this is so easy. Go to Dockers, transform, you might say transformation. And with this set on this corner right here, well, really that corner right there will do it. We're going to move down 2 inches and a -2. And we want 5 copies. Look at that. Now I'm going to take the virtual segment delete key, holding down my Alt key. The Alt key to me helps, well, you can do this on the bigger places, but when you get to that close to that edge, if you'll do that right there, you'll make sure you do that. Now, what I want to do now, I want to go and convert this to an object. And the reason I'm going to do that, because of the fact that when I make this smaller, if I make it like 2 inches, whoop, I didn't weld it together. Need to weld it. Well, that didn't work. Tell you what, let's left click, right click. Okay, I didn't turn these into an object. I guess I didn't select them all. And then really left click, right click, you can kind of see it happening, and then weld that together. Now we can make that any color we want. We'll make it that dark blue and take away the outline. Now we're going to make it 2 inches just to make it easy. Then go back to your Docker and go, I want to make it 2 inches and 0. So it moved it over 2 inches and it made it 0. Now the thing about it, the line in the middle is doubled, but I think it kind of adds to it. Grab it all now and go, you don't have to change this. As long as you go 0 and 2, -2 to make it go downhill, it'll do this right there. Now, if you'll take it all, and if depending on, you want this to be got the top right corner, so I'm going to go a -45 rotation to get it to the top. And you could continue making that big as you want it. Now, we do have a line between the two when they're butted up, but because we do that, we can go back over here and right click that same color and that line will go away. I really like the yellow. It really shows off for the, hopefully it shows off better for the video. And there's, you don't have to, you could do more lines. Let's just do it real quick because that didn't take very long. Let's draw I like kind of starting at you could have any number, but 9 by 9. Let's make it 24 points. And then go right here to 1 inch, a -1, and let's go 8 copies. So you've added more lines. Now, before you do anything, we need to cut out these boxes. So I'm going to take the virtual segment delete key. And on this case, since we're going straight downhill, I can go like this. And it's really faster. I wasn't really thinking earlier. But now I truly go ahead and go and make this an object and then weld it. See, that time I selected it all. Now, this is going to make this line thicker than the other lines. See, I must have got that in the weld a while ago. So the outside line, and you could nudge, let's make it with our ratio lock, let's just make it 2 inches. And you could just nudge the same thing And then just while you've got it set on 2, just go downhill. I mean, I like using the transformation knocker, especially if you've got a lot of them. But, we could make that line not as double lined. Let's try it. Let's try this. Let's take this and go left click, right click. And let's measure this thickness of this line. We'll take our parallel dimension tool. I would suggest coming off that node, holding down the control button, and see we have 0.07. So this is still 2 inches. I'm going to nudge it 2 inches minus 0.07. And it comes up with 193. Now we could go ahead and fill that in. And then when I nudge it over, see, now all the lines are equal. And you could go as many as you want. And you could do that here just as easily. But always try to make it a square and then group it together. And see, this time I don't even think I have to put the lines because they're kind of doubled up there. And then rotate it a negative. You could rotate it 45 degrees, but that isn't going to look very good. And I guess you could rotate it 90, or let's go 180. Well, I'm trying to get to another 45. But I think it's easier if you have it like that, rotate it a negative 45 degrees, and you'll have those blocks going up. I actually think that looks better with the more lines. Fill it in with yellow, but take away your background. And now let's bring in the black box. I like it a lot better. And because you use this, it's pretty even spacing. Everything has the same joint. Anyway, give that a try, and maybe it'll help you do something someday. And thank you for watching.